Otherwise, otherwise, today I'm going to teach you concepts of object-oriented programming. There is nothing new, but the way I will teach you it's very easy to understand what are the concepts of object-oriented programming. Let's we start from the object. Just wait. First thing is that what is an object? Object is anything suppose anything which we will recognize by its some identity means have some features we can recognize it by its features like you have your mobile phone in your mobile phone your model number your company brand name and your and the features are like what the processor is going to be used by your mobile and what are the display and what is the size of the screen. These all are the features by which we can recognize the object. This is the very simple concept. Now let's come to the next topic is class. Class is nothing but it's just if we group the object based on their features. The features of some objects are common, then we group them according to their features. Then that group is called as class. Suppose we have the group of some students. Some students in which the common feature is the computer science. So we group them so we group them, and that group is called as a class. Suppose we have some people's working in some organization, so they are working on different projects. If the suppose if the team is they are working on some project, and on the basis of that project we can group them into a class. So class is nothing but a collection of same of objects having some similar features is called a class. Next is encapsulation. The important topic is encapsulation. Let me explain you why. Encapsulation. Encapsulation is not is achieved by using a abstraction. There is a concept called abstraction. I will explain you with the help of abstraction. What is an encapsulation and abstraction? Encapsulation means what type of information you want to hide from the outside world. Means suppose you are having something and you want to hide from the world. Means you are going to hide from it from to show it, but you are hiding something. You have to show to the world. Means if you have something, you have to show to the world, but not the implementation details. But how can you show that without showing the implementation details? That is possible by the abstraction part. Abstraction means what type of information we want to show to the outside world. Again, I'm going to repeat. Encapsulation means what type of information you want to hide from the outside world. And abstraction means what type of information you want to show to the outside world. So we all already we are going to the restaurants. हम सभी लोग restaurant जाते हैं. In restaurants, first thing what we are going to interact with, we are going to interact with the menu available, the things, the name of dishes written on the menu. That is the part of section. We never seen the recipe on the menu card. If there is a recipe, we will go for expensive dishes. We will cook in that inside our kitchen, and we will eat them. So that part is the abstraction part. They will interact you to the system, and the dishes are where the dishes can be cooked. The dishes can be cooked inside the kitchen. That part is the encapsulation. So abstraction and encapsulation are related to each other. If you are hiding something and no, you don't need to show it. That is simple as encapsulation. But if you have abstraction, you must have encapsulation. Means you are showing something you have. If you are going to something, you are going to show you that you have, it means you also have some encapsulation part. Means encapsulation can be possible, can possible without abstraction, but abstraction cannot be possible without encapsulation. Means if you are hiding something, you have to show. If you are showing something, it means you are hiding something from the world. That are these are two things that are called as encapsulation and abstraction. And now comes to the next part is polymorphism. Polymorphism. And according to the books, the poly means many. It is a Greek word. That means many forms. Let me explain you by using this word. Just wait, wait, wait. Polymorphism is many forms. Means there is something which represent different entities at different situations. Let me explain you with the example. There is, suppose there is a person. Suppose there is a person. So this person is a son for his parent. A person is exhibits relation with his parents as a son, and for his sibling he is a brother, and for his relatives he is a nephew, niece, or something else. Similarly, means one person can exhibit different relations at different circumstances or different situations. It's called as polymorphism. In object-oriented programming, we can achieve it by using overloading, method sorry, method overriding. Spelling is mistake, real mistake, of spelling. Sorry, again it is mistake. Overriding, ding. Okay, and the last is operator overloading. What is method overloading? Before going to method overloading, there is a question: what is the basis of encapsulation? What is the basis of encapsulation, or what is the fundamental unit of encapsulation? Means everything is inside. We are doing inside the class. So the basis of encapsulation is a class, or the fundamental unit of encapsulation is a class. So before we are going to know what is method overloading, we know that functional signature. Suppose there is int my one one argument is type one, argument one, argument two, argument three. There must be some type. Suppose there is in, in this way we can recognize what is the signature of function. The function signature is this. It starts from my fun to the end. This is the function signature. Means return type of the function cannot be included inside the function signature. Function signature is only the name of the function and the number of arguments passing inside that function. These arguments are called as formal parameters or arguments, simply arguments. So, inside the same class, the function with different signature means the function with different signature means the number of arguments can be changed. The number of arguments can be changed, or the type of arguments can be changed. Suppose there is one function name is int my fun, another function here is the argument one. These are two functions suppose in the class. So this is called as method overloading. At the runtime, it depends on which function can be called. That if you are going to, if you first we have to create the object of that class. How to create that object of the class? Simple. We know that in next lecture I will taught you how to create the class and the object of the class in Python. But simple way, what is method overloading and what is method overloading? Method overloading is the multiple definition of functions with different signatures means there is a function repeats multiple times inside the same class with the different signature. And signature means the name of the function followed by the number of arguments or the type of arguments. In this, there are three arguments, and all are of type int. In this function, all arguments are one argument is of character type and other are integer types. So means these there is same function my fun and there is also a second function his name is my fun. This shows the method overloading means the class having a same function having them more than once more than one time but having different signature is called as method overloading. What is method overriding? Method overriding is same function with same signature inside the two other classes. Means there must be some relation between the two classes, and that relation is called as inheritance. So overriding is possible in is possible in inside the in case of inheritance. Inheritance means one object can inherit or acquire the properties of another object is called as inheritance. Suppose there is a son who is going or who is traveling from some place from source to destination, but he lost his wallet. So who where he will get the where he will go to take the money? He will go to his father to take the money to pay the taxi or to pay the rickshaw. So similarly, in this that is relation is called as inheritance. Inheritance means one object can acquire the properties of any other object. So, but and the modern method overriding can be done that the function within the function inside the parent class inside the super class and the function is overloaded by the subclass. It's called as method overriding. Which function can be called at runtime? It depends on the type of calling. If we have a inheritance type relation, if we are going to create the object of subclass means the object means the class which are going to inherit the another class. The function first goes to the over first go to the subclass, checking for that function is present inside that class or not. If the function is present in that class, then it's okay. If it is not present in that class, it will go to the super class. Let me show it. Suppose this is the our super class. Suppose I am having in a class test extends sample. Here we are going to, I'm going to create a public static void main string. Just typing mistake. In this, I'm going to create the object of the class. Suppose I'm going to create the object test. Test obj is equal to new test. Now, if I pass the argument like 10, 20, 30, like this, it will this obj. Sorry, it is like this. I'm calling the constructor type. This is not the way of calling the function. Function can be called by using the object instance by use and the dot operator. This is the way of creating the object. Now, how to call the function obj dot my fun. Inside this 10 comma 20 comma 30. Again, control V. Now, first, I have created the object of the subclass. This is our subclass. This is our subclass test class example. This is our subclass. It is the and sample is the superclass. So I created the object of subclass test, or which is equal to new test. Now object is created, or the constructor object is initialized, and that by using this is the method of depart constructor. Next lecture I will show you the how to create a constructor and what is the concept of constructor and the what is parametric constructor, how the constructor can be initiated by an inheritance case. All of these things can be teach in the next lecture. Now now I have created there are two I call two functions. First function is I have passed the integers only 10, 20, 30. These are the integer values. So it will goes to inside its own body. Means the object of test class is created, so it goes inside the test class. The argument are like the my fun. First is integer, second argument is also integer, third argument is also integer. Here, first argument integer, second argument is integer, third argument is integer. Means it is matches with this function. So it calls this function. Now again, this is character. It will come. It will go inside this in its own body. This is integer. So the function is not present. This function is not present in this class test, so it will goes to superclass. Superclass it will manage, it will check, it compare it with here is character, here is character, here is integer, second argument is integer, again third argument is integer, and third argument integer. It matches with the superclass function. In this case superclass function will be called. This is the way of method overriding in case of Java, but in Python we cannot afford or we cannot create method overriding directly. When when I taught when means I will teach you Python lecture Python, I will show you how to create indirect way of method overriding. The third thing is operator overloading. Operator overloading is also a very important concept. If some language says that I am an object-oriented language, it must follow the all concept of object-oriented language. It is not a property of any language. If you are working on Java, Python, C++, .NET, or any object-oriented language, the language must follow the all concepts of object-oriented. So Operator overloading in C++, we can do it by using the friend classes of friend functions. Means if you are going, operator going to operate overload the assignment operator, plus operator, minus operator. Means overloading means if you overload the operator and you want to take another operation, you can take it easily. But as a, like operator, if you are familiar with Java, if you are familiar with Java, okay, in Java you can if you are going to add two integers, it will show you the addition result. But if you are going to add two string, it will show the concatenation of two string. That is method operator overloading. Means single operator can work differently in case of two different operations. In case of integer, it shows the addition of two integers. If you are going to use string, it shows the concatenation of two strings. Similarly, in C++, we use friend classes of friend functions to overload the operator overloading. And in case of in Python, we also did it. We also will do this. It is very easy. But in Python, method overriding is not a direct that thing. We can solve it by using some indirect way of overriding. Okay, these are the concepts of object-oriented programming. First is object. Object means anything inside the real world which can be identified on its features, on the basis of its features. Anything. Suppose we have a car, we can find out we have the car number, and car registration number, and the color of the car. Similarly, if we group the objects based on their common features, that is called as class. Encapsulation. Encapsulation means what type of information you are going to show to the outside world. Means what is going on, what you are going to hide from the outside world. If you are hiding it from outside the world, you have to show this to show to the world that I am hiding this. If you are hiding this, that's why he will come to you to purchase your product. If you are hiding this, that it means you are going to show that by using abstraction. Means what type of information you want to show to the outside world is called as abstraction. Polymorphism means polymorphism means an object can behave differently at different situation. Like a person can be a person will be a son for his parents, and and be a sibling for sorry brother for his siblings, and for his relatives, uncle, auntie is a nephew, niece, and for their grandparents is a grandson. So single person for different relations behave differently. This is polymorphism. In programming language, we can achieve polymorphism by using three methods. First one is method overloading. Second one is method overriding. Third one is operator overloading. Method overloading means in a class the function with different signature. Appearance of a function more than one with different signature is a method overloading. What is the function signature? Function signature is the function name followed by the type of arguments or number of arguments. Not we cannot include the written type of function inside the function signature. So in method overloading, written type of function doesn't matter. Only the function name and the type of argument or the or number of argument shows the signature of function. Means a function can appear two times or three times or four times, but with different signature. This is called method overloading. In case of method overriding, there must be some relation called as inheritance. In case of inheritance, the function the function appeared in or defined in the superclass must be overridden or inherited by the subclass. This is called as method overriding. In Python, I told you in Python we cannot achieve overriding directly. It can be achieved by indirect way. I will show you in the next lecture how to achieve the overriding and run the all this concept I will show you by programming. And the last one is operator overloading. Operator overloading similar like method overloading, but in case of operator overloading, In C++, we have to use some additional functions like friend functions or friend classes. In Java, it can be done by automatically. Automatically, it can be done by using some in some cases. In some cases, but not possible in every cases. In some cases, or it can be done by automatically. But we cannot achieve method overloading in Java. But it will do it for you automatically by default. Suppose you are going to add two numbers using plus operator, it will add the two numbers and show the final result. But if you are going to add two strings, it will show you it will show you the concatenation of two strings. But in Java, and also in Python, we can achieve the operator overloading. These are the concept of object-oriented programming, basic concepts of object-oriented programming. If you have any doubt, you can comment or directly ping me on my WhatsApp number. I will explain you directly. Okay, there is some communication problem with me. Otherwise, concepts are I think other concepts are very clear. Thank you for the class.